This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Pods, Moving and Storage, solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, and by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Now's the time to join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club. New memberships start at just $9.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Take advantage of this introductory offer at one of Benny's 7 locations.
I'm Dominic Richard with Baton Rouge Coca-Cola, and you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Angling against autism. KD, it means a lot to you, but let me tell you what. We covered, it's the 7th annual.
You say it means a lot. Y'all just would have seen Mooney and them's daughter get up there on that stage and say her name. That was a milestone that brought tears to everybody's eyes. I mean, you just, you know, what's everyday occurrence for us when you have an autistic child, it's mountains, and I'm gonna tell you something, that was just amazing. She got up there, told everybody who she was, had the whole crowd in tears. Man, look, I was in tears. I'm sitting there watching the winners with their kids. 2 little twin boys, 8 years old, squirrel hunter, the other one likes fishing.
You see them running all around too, the autism kids, and you know, and Mooney and Angela both have autism kids.
Yeah, they're like us, a boy and a girl too.
But don't think they don't have no fun now. The lady, we got an interview, we got a couple of interviews. We got it with Mooney. We got them with Shelton Jones. She is the executive director of the Emerge Foundation.
Correct.
Some of the ladies that I work with, I talked to on the phone when we were doing some fundraising.
Out the cooks getting out there early in the morning, working all day. Amazing food. All those fishermen came in really hungry. You know, it was just a great day all the way around. Weather, God said, perfect. Fishing got really tough with that water coming up.
Well,
that wind.
That's what you was there. And I'll tell you how competitive it is. I wanted to get a camera this year for the first time, to get a camera out on the water, because a lot of those people, I'm sure you all passed some people fishing by y'all. Now, it's a lot of area to cover, especially when you fish in the spillway. I know them people that came in second place, they ran all the way to Dotree, you know, on the west part of the spillway.
And look, that's their 3rd, 2nd, and a 4th in this tournament. They have 2 seconds and a 4th over the years making that run. That's almost an 80-mile one-way run. We were gonna make it. I saw that high water, those logs floating, and Don Hutchinson and I voted for. It's just too risky to run that at night, so we just stayed local.
Well, compliments has got to go to Trevor
Van Pratt.
Van Pratt. That's the way they say it in Gonzales.
Yep.
All that,
and Marpole too, because that's a Marpole name.
Van Pratt. Well, I want to thank him, but he's been taking over a lot of the camera work and the interviews and stayed over there. I'll tell you what, I was waiting for you to come in, because we got to congratulate Chris Lacotte. Chris and his wife Amanda, they had a beautiful, beautiful wedding I went to that night. I had to change clothes in my truck. Congratulations, Chris, at his wedding. I hope he puts a couple pictures of his wedding. He's sort of shy, but it was a beautiful wedding over there at the cabins. It wasn't far from your buddy's house, you know.
My son got married there last year. Alan and them do a great job at the cabin. And they're coming on board our big event in a few weeks. We'll tease that a little bit. But you know, for y'all who don't know who Chris is, all of the work that you see put together that you're watching on Paradise, Louisiana, he shoots and edits, and it's like painting. He paints this picture for you, does a great job on it.
Yeah, you know, I said, I've been down this street before. That's where Hoover lives too, right down the road. I'm talking about Gene Hoover. So look, any further ado, let's go watch this tape between Mr. Trevor Vampine and Mr. Chris Lecoq put together. Angling for Autism. KD's on that camera too, doing them interviews at the end. Welcome back to Angling for Autism 2018, and two of the ladies that really behind all this, Angela Badron and Miss Shelton Jones. Now,
Yes.
Shelton, tell me what your title is.
So I work at the Emerge Foundation. I'm the executive director. So our organization raises money for the Emerge Center.
All right. And Angela, what's the big push for you and Mooney been doing this so much for 7 years?
Our two children and all the children out there. That's the push.
Well,
When they first got diagnosed, Mooney and I didn't want to sit around and do nothing. And then we went to the Emerge Center and got therapy, and we just knew we had to continue just to provide for them, because what they're doing under the roof is amazing.
I was getting ready to say, you're talking that word amazing, how much it's grown in the last few years been here, but it's really not amazing. To see the effort put in, and it's a driving force, and to see the people that have used the Emerge Center, and to see how have y'all grown, and the new things were coming in, and doctors are finding out more, y'all doing research. So what's new for the Emerge Center this year?
Well, actually, we're opening our first charter school for children with autism in July. So this is an incredible expansion of our services, and we're going to actually open it up from kindergarten through 5th grade for children with autism. So it's really an exciting time for our organization.
Another one this is big too is Chef KD. Chef KD is fishing this tournament right now. We fished with Matthew the other day. KD cooked.
Who's a great guy.
He cooked his rabbits and had it for Mooney and this morning at 4:30 at the landing. Go fish.
That's great.
So he'll be in later. We hope he's placed, and he might be taking over some of these interviews. Thank y'all for what y'all do.
Thanks so much, Gary.
Thank y'all for hosting Paradise to Louisiana.
Thank you.
Shelton,
Thank you so much.
you know, there's so many people you got that are sponsors and donate to Emerge.
We're so grateful.
Remember me, call me back one time. I want to go have fun things like y'all have right now.
We'd love to have you anytime. Thank you so much.
We'll be back. We'll be back after a while with all the way in. How many boats we had today, you know?
114.
114 with all the wind, all the high water. Tremendous. So stay tuned. The weigh in will be coming shortly.
Hey guys, you know, we got an interview of y'all winning, which is amazing, but there's a little story that goes behind it. You just won the big bass, and I'm gonna let you say how that went, because catching it on a frog, I'm gonna kind of give that secret away. But the big story was what happened yesterday, the way you could fish.
Well, yesterday we decided we were gonna take my boat, so I hadn't fished in September, and I've been rabbit hunting. And so my buddy Derek, he says, look, I'm gonna go check your boat out and put batteries in your boat and all that. I said, look, I think I got a bad battery. Well, he had to put 2 batteries in my boat, clean my boat. I had all kind of stuff in my boat. It was a disaster, but he got everything ready. So if he wouldn't have got it ready, we might have not.
Well, you know, Derek, you know, we talk about a team. This is pretty cool because, you know, a lot of these guys have been fishing every day for the last few months in different tournaments. Y'all just got together and fished. Now, you fishing against your brother. I understand might be a little grudge match there. But describe how it was when you saw that fish hit that frog.
It was pretty amazing. It was the fish missed the frog twice, and when he finally got it the third time, the fish ran in deep water, ran to the boat, and when it started running deep water, running a boat like that, we knew it was a big fish. Ended up getting in the net and putting it in the boat.
Man, that's a dream come true. You know, what color frog? You can give us that much. I'm not going to ask you what kind.
Black spro frog. I'll tell everybody what kind with black spro frog.
The,
If you're going to pick one, you better have a black spro frog.
and the one with the popping cork or the pointy nose?
Regular spro frog.
I tell you what, there's nothing more exciting than that. My buddy was fishing in a tournament a couple weeks ago, had a 5.90, hit the bait on that side of the boat, came up on the other side of the boat and jumped. That's enough to give you a heart attack. Now, is this your squirrel hunting buddy or your fishing buddy? What do you like to do?
Rabbit hunt.
Rabbit hunt. Now, what's your name?
Reed.
Reed? Uh-huh. Can you hit them rabbits? Can you show me how to hit them rabbits if I can't shoot too good?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
now look at them and tell them you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Bingo, that's where you heard it. Y'all got to get up there and get some more money. Hey, man, congratulations. This is just an awesome day. Appreciate y'all. Hey guys, I'm with a father-son team, legends from Morgan City, legendary boat builders. I'm gonna tell you something, they build some boats, Sportsman's Fabrication if I'm correct, and I've seen their boats that do amazing work. Saw one out in down there in Falsey Point the other day, fine looking boat. But guys, last year, y'all were chasing the big money, just missed it. Same thing again this year. Avi, what's it gonna take?
I don't know. That's 3 years. That's a second, a third, and a second. And I don't know, man. We do everything the same way. We catch fish. We lose fish. We do it. It's just fishing. But we got to get a win.
You know, Casey, coming up with this guy as a mentor in fishing, had to make it pretty easy to step into fishing and really get a grasp on it.
I don't remember when I started fishing, to be honest with you. I've been doing it so long. We just fish hard all day, and we don't stop until, we had an hour run, and we had literally about 5 minutes to spare. So, and one of the biggest fish was caught at the last minute, and we just put the work in, that's all. We put the time in.
I'm sorry, but the biggest thing is, you heard what he said, they just don't quit. A lot of guys, they don't catch a fish in a couple hours, and they're out of it. But, you shared something with me years and years ago when I was just learning the marsh. And I walked in this place, and he's in Morgan City. Obviously, his bait shop is just that simple. Same place. I said, Ivy, man, I'm trying to learn the marsh, and where can I find some pretty water to fish? He looked at me and says, you don't want pretty water. Not this time of year. You want that kind of murky, mixy water, because the bigger bass stay in it. And believe me, that's probably some of the best coaching I ever had, because you're not looking for green water for these bigger fish.
Big fish like that cold water, that dark water, and people trying to find that clear water, which you can catch a lot of fish quickly, but we fished muddy water because that's all it was today, and the fish we caught will keep a quality fish.
Well, the guys that passed us up and went behind us in one of the little canals in Verret, I talked to them later. Oh, man, we caught a bunch of fish. I said, how many keepers? None. We stayed behind them right in the mouth of the canal of the lake. We had 9 keepers right there. So, it's just what it takes, And look, we were catching those. It didn't matter what you threw. Is getting the bait where they could just kind of fall in their face. They don't chase a lot this time of year.
And a lot of the bites that we did get, it was just a matter of just watching your line move. There was no subtle hit. There was no jerk. There was none of this.
So what baits today really,
Well,
worked?
we did jigs. We did chatter baits. We did spinner baits. We did crank baits. So it's a combination.
Now, jigs, you're not fishing deep water, so you're lighter jigs, or you still use a 3/8 ounce in that shallow water?
Heavy. With 3/8, strictly because the half ounce was getting hung up a lot more, and that cut into a lot of our time. So we basically downsized. It wasn't a matter of getting it down fast. It was just trying to fish thoroughly. Yeah, trying to fish thoroughly, and that's what it boils down to the seconds.
If you're down in Morgan City, check them out at the shop. You're looking for a boat built. These guys do amazing. We got some amazing boat builds in South Louisiana. We do. Look, these cages go and fight that swamp. They know how to build boats. Hey, these guys, they give you something to shoot after because they're always in the top. But I've competed in other areas. This is as hard as it gets to compete in South Louisiana. We got some great fishermen.
You can look at the Elite Series and then look all over how many of these young guys. Just today they had the Opens, and 3 locals are in the top 12. So that makes a statement. I mean, some tough fishermen in this area.
If two of them would have had a better day, you could have won it. Hey guys, keep fishing, stay happy. We're at Paradise, Louisiana, in Cabela's. Anglers Against Autism, you know, close to my heart. We'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
I'm Herschel Badgeron from Badgeron's Boudin and Cajun Meats in Gonzales, and you are watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Pods moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
We'd like to welcome everybody with Paradise, Louisiana to Stella Plantation for the 5th annual Gunning for a Cure. We are here in support of Dr. Oliver Sarter's prostate cancer research at the Tulane Cancer Center. Dr. Sarter is here with me. We have over 70 teams, about 300 shooters out here supporting this great cause. Dr. Sarter, please tell us about your research.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you to Sharon and the entire Perez family for all the shooters that came out today. Prostate cancer is a huge problem in the United States. You probably know that. Number 2 cause of cancer death in men. What we're doing is trying to make a difference. We're trying to find new cures, new ways to treat people, improve the quality of life. And overall, with the dollars that are raised at events like this, we can make a difference. Thank you.
Bo Jones, and this is Bert Jones. We're down here in Braithwaite at Gunning for a Cure.
And I love coming down to Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana. We have a fish camp right down the road, so it gives me a great opportunity to have some fun shooting a shotgun, going down, seeing Bo's son Hudson and his wife Emily, and a reason to go down and try to catch a redfish in the marsh.
Hi, I'm Joanna Leopold. Welcome to Shooting for the Cure.
Two more. Pull.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Joey Tomplay, I live in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Court Bradford, Plaquemine, Louisiana.
Cody Forche, Lafayette, Louisiana. Jason Pasantina, Plaquemine, Louisiana.
Kevin Goode, Plaquemine, Louisiana.
Derek Landry, Plaquemine, Louisiana.
They come from close and they come from all over. Shoot for a cure, don't ever forget it. If you ain't here this year, you need to make it next year.
Pull. That's it.
Betteray. Billy Wells, New Orleans.
Clayton, the legend.
This is Jack Roberts from South Carolina. What brought you here?
Mr. Showers.
Okay, we're gonna get you on video. And if you're in South Carolina, you can watch it on YouTube, Paradise, Louisiana. You ready? Everybody gonna see you, South Carolina. Hey, Gary. Hey! That's how we do it. Come over here. Cameraman today, Mr. Trevor Banflam. Trevor, you see all them shots I'm making? Don't tell them about it. It's a secret. Out here doing that, I got my rifle. Go get it.
Yeah, so we're Stella 1 team. I'm Brian Lawrence from New Orleans.
Steven Perler from New Orleans.
Oliver Sutter from New Orleans.
Cool.
Highland Ottoman, 10, and I'm from New Orleans. I'm William Othman, and I'm 8, I'm from New Orleans.
You got one, Ready? You got the streak.
You watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Good shot, right? Trevor, what a beautiful place, huh? Stella Plantation. They do so much for charity, cancer research, for different schools. Unbelievable. Great place to come, great place to visit. Stella Plantation in Braithwaite, Louisiana. Everybody wants to know and brag on us because we do a lot of things for charities and good things. This is why I work so hard at doing these things. These volunteers like Marla, you enjoy this?
I am, I love it. We'll be back.
Now you watch me shoot a while ago. How well did I shoot?
I guess I'll give you 100.
You watching Paradise, Louisiana. Shoot for a Cure, Stella Plantation. Here we are over here, Shoot for a Cure, right here at Stella Plantation. And while we're talking about Shoot for a Cure, 1 month from now, on March 24th, the the one-man shoot. What annual is it, Mike?
7th annual.
7th annual? And I don't know if I know this guy. What's your name and what you do with one-man shoot?
James Stefanski. I'm here to help you participate and bring as much money in as
Well, y'all got these dark shirts on there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I'll get one next week.
Yes, sir.
I mean, next month.
Yes, sir.
Doc, it's been a successful day shooting and everything. Right now, there's still got more festivities getting ready to go on, and you're going to get that big check. Y'all went over $1 million last year.
We had over $1 million at the one-man shoot, and I forget what the number was, but it was over $1 million. It was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Good job. We full up today. The weather, you can see it was muddy, but it was perfect weather. It can't keep me being a black cloud. Don't forget, March 24th. What's the name of that place y'all shooting, Watson?
Charlie Prescott's place.
Right there on Highway 16, right out of Watson.
Riverside Sporting Place.
March 24th.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, the H&H News, Rodeo and Tournament Report.
Gotcha.
KD, we got some news right now. We got to do some congratulations. Ben House, we work close with them, the Coastal Protection. Look, Ben House is a #1 award for Louisiana Wildlife Federation. Developer of the State Coastal Master Plan. He is the Governor Award winner this year.
That's
what a
amazing.
tremendous. Now, they got a bunch of them listed. The banquet's coming up soon, so you can look on their website and see when the banquet is if you want to go pay honor to them. We've had a lot of people close to us that won these awards.
Yep.
Joe Macalusa was one of them, Diane. A lot of people that won the Governor's Award that you and I know. Well deserved. Ben Haas been working real close. Chris and I have been on all of the ventures they have made down there with Ryan Lambert and everything they're doing with coastal protection. From all over the state, the projects they got going, you go to their website and see what all they're doing with this master plan and where they're spending all that $50 billion that's going to be coming here in the next few years.
If we don't start making a difference pretty soon in Louisiana with the erosions, and there's a lot of controversy about the posting, you know, and I'm not getting into that right now, but let me tell you something, guys. You want your grandkids fishing, get aware of what's going on and get involved.
JD, I made a trip to the Louisiana Wildlife Fisheries Commission meeting last Thursday. There's a lot of things that were going on, you know, and you see these new board members and the ones that are over there, the chairman, they really got tied in. There's a couple of things they were really, really concerned about. One of them, they gave a report on a chronic wasting disease. Yeah, CWD, both the biologist and Dr. Jim LaCour and the veterinarian and Jonathan Bordelon, the program manager, they really gave a lot of more information also. They received a public comment relative to feral hog. You know, that's a big deal right now. The transport rule is coming up. People are getting comments. We noticed, and they were showing the comments, it's really a lot of people commenting that you would expect. And they record everything. They got all kind of ways. They got public meetings. They can go to their website, and all these people are not doing it.
Well, with the chronic wasting disease, everybody thinks, oh, it's just another regulation. Let me tell you something. If that gets in our herds, in our population of deer, we're in trouble. So that means we got to follow some rules. in the areas that show the disease, and we got to watch it. Don has been great in promoting that and telling everybody, hey, be aware of this. It's not just another rule of fire, it's protecting a great resource.
We've had them on and we'll bring them back on too. Anytime we got something coming up, they receive a bunch of notice of intent about the sturgeon, the starlet sturgeon. There's a lot of people make comments on, and you see more about it. You know, you can follow these meetings on live broadcast. So Louisiana got a website. Gotcha. Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries got a website. So I just wanted to mention some of the things that went on. They were talking about the hunting season. There were a lot of comments about the late turkey hunting season. Some people want to be earlier, people late. So this year we already said turkey season will be coming up. I want to remind y'all that we'll be having people coming on from the Wildlife and Fisheries and turkey hunters to give you some tips about how to make it successful. Now, we got a lot of people that had turkey, had a bite, they're coming back. They got them on their cameras, everything, so we'll tell you more about turkey season coming up in a few weeks. KD, let's go talk about these tournaments, and we've got a few tournament reports.
We got quite a few tournaments.
Tell me about CCA.
Well, CCA this Thursday down in Monroe, they're going to be having their big banquet. Now, next week, that's the Lafourche at 6 p.m. down in Thibodeau. They're going to be having theirs. Guys, you want to make a difference on the future of the fisheries, and a good group that does a lot of lobbying for, you know, I mean, some of these things that they're, you know, you start with the red snapper debate. You know, a common sense Cajun wants to say, how you make us do that, okay, with some of the rules. But, hey, we got to start hollering it out, standing proud. David and them doing a great job with CCA doing that. Hey, don't forget this Sunday now. That's daylight savings time. I love it because it gives me an hour more in the evening to fish. But now I make a good use of that. But
as long as you ain't got me on the boat and have to come back for some things. So.
Oh, he sits there and hustles. But I would tell you what, that was some good food down there we had at Delacroix.
Yeah.
But you know, last week at Anglers Against Autism, y'all seen the little B-roll on the tournament. But the winner, he's sitting there. This is a guy that don't fish tournaments. Had to put batteries in his boat. Hadn't fished in 9 months. His little twins come up to him and say, "Daddy, what you gonna do?" Well, baby, we're gonna get us another boat that's a little bit newer so I can take y'all fishing. Man, that did my heart good. It wasn't one of these guys that fight
all
every
the
week.
Benefits that tournament do. Not only is it helping the Autism and Merge Center, but it's helping this young man get back in a boat.
Exactly.
You know, he helped himself on that.
Hey.
That was a tough day fishing, and they had 114, 115 boats.
And a 20-pound stringer on a day when, let me tell you something, you struggle to get 10 pounds, okay? 10.
How many pounds y'all had?
We had 9. We were 0.28 out the money. Don't even go there. We missed 3 feet.
While you're on tournaments, let me tell you about one that was last week. They're a little late coming in. When we changed over, KD has got something on the media tournaments also. And then I'm gonna state, thanks to KD, well, we can't be doing that all the time, KD. You got to tell your friends, when we announce that tournament, be sure that Sunday night they give us the report. Thanks for you getting out there and getting it.
And also, guys, we want to show y'all some of the activity that the friends and families and cousins and all of these people have. Well, you send those in to Gary with the pictures. We love to put them on there. We want this show to be about what y'all are doing in the outdoors.
Lions and Lunkers, there was a big bass tournament over there on the North Shore. The big bass with David Pretty with 4.83. First place was 15.85 pounds. Now, Danny Covington and Nick Giavinga. I want to trick you. I want to see if you could have said that Italian name. Giavinga. You think you could have did it?
No.
Second place was Charles Dozat and Mark Moore. And third place was, I did it. Third place was Eric Chico and Mike Maggio. Those are all almost 15 pounds. 14.49, 15.81, 14.88. That was some good fish caught in the North Shore. That next tournament is coming up at Pools Bluff on March 25th. So that's that tournament report. I got some big things coming up right now. I want to talk about tournaments. Paddlepalooza. There's another one late coming in, but this coming weekend, it's going to be at the marina at Grand Isle. It'll be at Bridgeside Marina at Grand Isle. That's March 10th. Now, And I'm tell you one more thing coming up on March 10th, and that's when I'm gonna be MC, and that's gonna be Trinity Outdoors.
That's it.
Disadvantage advantage. That's right. It's gonna be at the St. James Boat Club. Be there all day. You can still go to their website. You want to fish? I'm sure they still got opening. You know how them work. You can go to any. You can put in anywhere to check in, but you got to be back at the boat in time for the weigh.
This could be the year that it's won in Blind River, Pitty Mid area because they catch some beautiful fish. It's always been one from another landing. Watch what I'm telling you. They catch some pretty fish out there.
Yeah, you seen that 20-pound stringer. You know, you were talking about where it was caught. Them fish we caught. Caught it in duck seed on a frog.
And look, they didn't burn 2 gallons of gas.
Oh boy, I'm telling you, that's unbelievable. We got some other events coming up, and a little ahead of time right now. We got the Sporting Clay Classic. That's the CCA Sporting Clay Classic. That's coming up on April 13th and 14th in Covey Rise. That's a big deal every year. You can go to Facebook and hear more about it. The state office, and go to the state number 952-9200-225. You contact Nolan Renison over there. We got the big sportsman show coming up. You probably seen on the commercial there. That's the 15th through the 18th.
That's big.
Tony Taylor and them that do themselves. This is the spring one. They're gonna have another one coming up later in the year. That's gonna be back in the domes.
There's nothing like this show. I've had a chance to go to a lot of sportsman shows. Tony Taylor, y'all have taken this show to a level nobody ever thought possible. Really have.
We got it coming up. I don't want to pass nothing up. Over March 24th, we got a one-man shoot. That's at Riverside Sporting Clays. It's another one for prostate awareness and cancer.
Right.
It's a one-man shoot. I should be there. It's on Friday the 24th. So I think that's most of the news and tournament report we have.
I still got the media doubles. Media doubles. That was this past Sunday, March the 4th. And it was tough again. But, you know, some of these old hands still pull the fish in. Craig Walker and Brent Bonadonna had 18-10 for the $2,500 first place. Avi St. Romain and Kenneth Ninham, they had 14.07. Willie Couch 2 and Willie Couch 3, 13.76. Andy David and Jason Weber, they had 12.21. Corey Wheaton, David Cavell, they had 11.56. Now his brother Kelly and Levin Hanlon, 0.06 of a pound difference between 5th and 6th place. Look, 893 got a check. Now, let me tell you, at this time of year when under 9 pounds gets a check, it got pretty tough. It really was
big fish?
Big fish on that tournament.
Look it up.
I don't have it in front of me. Yes, it was. Jacob Bro, 529, and Craig Walker, Brent Bonadonna, 458. It might have been Jesse Howard.
Well, you know, I saw you talking to some of them guys over there at the autism center. I saw you talking to Ivan St. Romain, and I saw you, and I got to talk to the Couch in Daddy and Son.
Couch said he needed to win some money. He knocked the lower unit off his boat scouting. Brand new rig. So it gets tough.
I saw he had a big founder. I thought because he didn't catch for about 10, 11 pounds.
You know, 10, 11 pounds for him is like me going out there and not getting a bite. He's not used to not winning. Also, our church is going to have the Extreme Rodeo at Lamar Dixon. It's coming up the 24th. This is an amazing rodeo. It's kind of a country boy rodeo. We have some amazing stuff going out there. We have an ag fair. We have a fishing tournament for the kids. We'll have a little bit more information next week for you. But it is a great day to come out with the family. Good, clean family fun.
Ascension's Bass, boy, the Sportsman League does a tremendous job. We'll be back more. We'll probably have a fishing report, a long fishing report. That was a long report itself, Katie.
A lot going on in the springtime.
Boy, we need Don Dubuque back here to keep it a little short, make it quick.
Yeah, Donnie be kicking us. Hey, we're going to be right back. Y'all stay tuned.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Now's the time to join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club. New memberships start at just $9.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Take advantage of this introductory offer at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Welcome back to the Alpha Garcia Fishing Report. KD, I'm going to turn it over to you. You've been on the phone and calling. I don't know when you have time. I got a few my
you know, good
reports.
fishermen stay in touch, okay? The way you stay on, if you're not on the water or if you find out from other fishermen. Well, locally, you know, there's been some amazing sac-a-lait caught. Now, it's hit and miss with the wind and the water. Pat's Bay, up towards, you know, by Pigeon, they've done really good. By Corn, Crackerhead in the Barrett area. When they catching some sac-a-lait out there, you go by Grand Bahia and you see the sportsman's landing there, there'll be 50 boats. Somebody's catching sac-a-lait. All right, there've been some great catfish caught around the trees in Barrett. You know, the spillway's at 5.5, it's on the rise. Unless you're just a genie and a genius, stay on the other side in the main. Lake Buff and Bayou Buff. Let me tell you something, to get you some great fish down there. The Bayou Black area, the wind, that, you know, the bass had their spawn in end of January and February. Bite's getting a lot tougher. Still a lot of chinkapin, a lot of sac-a-lait to be caught. You just got to find that little prettier water. You know, talking about freshwater, Catawatchee, they're doing great, but the wind really makes it tough. Cypress Canal and the wildlife management area still catching some really nice fish out there. But in freshwater, a lot of people got freshwater in their backyard. All right, and we got a report.
From way up north all the way down to Red River, they got flood warnings all over the levee. In Angola, they brazen things up. You got to be real conscious. You know, and when that water comes up and you fish in those levees, that you get that swirl or you see those balls, you know, it's dangerous. But you can catch catfish in any of them on them banks, in them yellow flowers, especially when the water starts falling, KD.
Look, Mississippi River, right there at Sunshine Bridge. You get behind there, and I mean, look, they've been some pretty catfish.
That's right. Just make sure you don't trespass, but you got to be careful. Please be careful on right now with them rivers. The rivers are rising. You'll see at the end of the show we're going to run. We got a lot of things that are closed right now. In wildlife management areas, the roads and multiple wildlife management areas are being closed. Few of the state parks. And by the way, if y'all notice right now, our state parks is one of our big sponsors. They got fishing from the banks at different places. They've been having budget cuts, but they got organizations right now backing our state parks. We're going to be one of them to push our state parks. Our state parks right now are good. They're a treasure.
Something to be proud of.
It really treasure. Is. We're going to be pushing them more, and people coming down, people coming from other states or even from other countries coming right now. Let's get involved with our state parks, and we're going to be bringing people on from the state parks on our show.
Well, Billy Nundessa says it all, staycation, man. We got enough in Louisiana to stay put. But I mentioned ponds. We got a great report today. This is a friend of mine who just dug a pond, never stocked it. The flood waters from 216, man, let me tell you something. Pat Gomez, his neighbor, Michael Brown, and his 2 boys, Brady and Ben. Look at these pictures. They never stocked this pond, some pretty bass and sac-a-lait. But you know, at this time of year, there's a lot of hints and things that you need to do to fish a pond. And Gary, you got them.
All the way from the Felicianas, there's ponds and gravel pits all along the river. Now, you ain't have to worry about it. You got to worry about the Amite River, the Comite River to get in these other gravel pits.
Right.
Well, it's not now. We're talking about the big rivers right now, getting ready to flood. It's going to also affect down in the marsh, because it starts backing up and you get in those areas. Sometimes when we get a lot of rain, it ain't happened yet. That high water gonna start affecting because it won't go out as fast. The tides will bring it back in. And then maybe, you know, it did like in the last few years, you're gonna get places where there's gonna be a no wake zone. So the water gonna be getting in camps everywhere, from Bell River all the way down in the marsh. So just be conscious and check.
And high water, you're not protected in some areas to fish the tidal water above the low tide level or the low water level. So be careful on the Mississippi River. There have been quite a few cases lost in court when the guys were back there. So I'm not going to tell you my opinion.
Let me go back to the ponds. I know that's where you want me to go. I'm good at getting off on these tangents. But pond fishing is an art. There's a lot of people I know fish ponds and pits, so they walk along the levees and then find the old Morgana pits, and different pits off of the Atchafalaya River, where my mother-in-law and father-in-law live.
Right.
No, as long as the river's not in it, when they go out, but ponds, farm ponds, anything. I've always heard when you fish a pond, you fish the northwest corner early.
Early, that's correct.
From February and then, because the sun, when it starts shining and the time starts changing, it warms up, it stays on that northwest corner longer than anywhere.
The north wind don't cool the water off as much when it blows, because it doesn't blow in that corner.
There you go. That's you go. And your favorite baits. Now, I've always told you, when you fishing in the spawn, you just proved it this weekend when you was catching those fish. If you fishing, you find some gravel beds, or you looking and you can see those fish, you want to throw either a lizard, okay, a salamander-looking bait, because and also the wives' tail, but I think it's the truth. They protect those eggs, the male and the female, or both. If you're throwing at that nest, they'll pick it up, and they might give you enough time to set the hook, but they'll pick it and move it away from the bed.
Well, and your missile baits now, the D-bombs and all of these, they're doing really good. You know, the crawfish imitators, they work good. The Zoom little ultra vibes. You know, that little bait comes up on the bed.
I like the old lizard and the old salamanders, because that's what they're talking about, and the black color.
And look, Saturday, I caught probably 11 or 12 keepers throwing the rogue.
That is another bait. I used to use the bango lure, stays on top, you don't have to move it, or the long A, or the rogue. When you see them fish on that bed, you don't want to move it much. You want to throw it there. After a while, they aggravate them. They're going to come up and hit it. The best chance. You can forget spinner baits. You can forget anything else. When you fishing them and they on the bed, forget about it. And if you want to keep a good place, you don't want that big fish, you're not going to mount it, put it back.
That's it. Don't eat the big ones, let them spawn.
Right.
Back to some of the reports right now. Talk to Captain Jack. His biggest catch right now is that new little baby girl Grace he's got right now. He's really enjoying that blessing. But let me tell you something. Around the Lake Amade area, around Lake Campo, they're really doing good. Jack's got a live shrimp. Y'all get down there and you get to the arena, they'll kind of give you some pointers of where to go, what they're doing, but he's got the live shrimp. The bass and the reds, they're scattered all over the marsh. Just kind of move around and catch them. I mean, they're just, you know, you find some moving water, the tide's moving out, fish will run out. Talked to Tommy Pellegrin with Custom Charters. They were wearing out the fish in Lake Pelto till these winds kicked up. And we know the next month you got to pick and choose a day with the wind in blowing. But he caught some really good fish out there. He's struggling with the wind today. When I talked to him on the boat, they were catching a lot of stingrays, a lot of little rat reds. Another captain with a cute little baby is Chris Moran. Now, would you believe that he named his boy Caston, John Moran, C-A-S-T-I? Come on now, I think that boy's doomed to fish too. He said, look, last week, literally blown out. Few boats that went out. They got a limited group, got some really nice wahoo. Right before this week, Chris made a trip out there, and he said they ended up with, I think, 10 or 12 wahoo. He said he had a couple studs over 60 pounds. That's pretty serious. Making the trip up north, I talked to David with the Honey Hole right there in West Monroe on North 7th Street, and he said, look, Crappie Masters had their tournament. It took better than a 2-pound average to win that tournament. That's some serious crappie, okay? You know, the hair jigs, black and chartreuse and gray and chartreuse, seem to be working better in a little kind of murky water. Now, he said the flats and Dorabon, the crappie are moving up, so you're getting a staging. Some of the deep water fishermen, some of the ones that like fishing shallow can both fish. Caney, they're starting to move in there also. Been a hot bite, bass bite on Caney. They're catching some big old bass. They're using swim jigs and jigs.
What, about 8 out of the 10 top 10 bass that have come from Caney Lake.
Look, let me tell you something. When those fish are on, now look, Caney clears up enough, you can fish a bedding bass in 8 and 10 foot of water. I'm not good at that. Now, Herc told me he's heading back to Grand Isle this week to kind of get back on top of fishing. Them catfish could be something glad. He's been catching them big old cats. I think he had a 55 or 58 pounders. He catches
my Herc?
Your Herc. Yep, now, remember this weekend in Grand Isle, Paddlepalooza, if you want to see something great, go down there. But look, they are hammering some redfish on the fishing bridge. Now, you get a bull red, you try to figure out how to get it from the water to up top, you got to do like Uncle Ronnie used to do. He had him a long gaff.
Well,
when you get it to the top,
they
he
got
took
a
it
bridge
in there.
right now in Leeville. You don't have to raise it that far up, and they're catching fish. But Highway 1 is still hot.
Highway 1's still hot.
Still hot. You can catch some shrimp off of there too, by the way. But you know, a lot of sense when they start moving in, a lot of people having trouble getting bait. So look, I'm gonna jump around right now because
I got
KD,
one more, and then I'm gonna turn you loose.
What you got?
On the North Shore, they've been catching some really nice bass. You mentioned that from that tournament. I mean, that almost a 15-pound stringer. But the cold front slowed down the trout bite. The trout were coming under the lights. They were catching them back with Gohagen's canal and the live shrimp. When that's the case, you know, I saw Chad Champagne posted today. He turned down hammer loose he caught on one of his baits, and it was tagged. That means that it's getting ready to be on with the trout moving in. Go ahead.
Maybe we'll have time and Chris can run a little bit of Chaz's report. But he's always on it. But I'm getting a lot of reports in now coming from Island Marina, Miss Angie, and Mr. David Stewart. They're sending a bunch of going in right now. And by the way, before I get away from that, Chris Pike is starting to send us reports right there from Delacroix.
Yep.
Chris Pike, he's at Blast, Cast and Blast.
Look, he has fought some health issues, and Chris has fought back. Let me tell you something, you having back problems and all that, and you getting on that water. But Chris is a resource. He knows the water, been fishing all his life, an amazing captain.
He's back in operation, so give him a call and check out his website. And that's Cast and Blast Charter. I said it just the opposite. Let me show here, man. First off, I got a picture from Mike Long. Mike was in Slidell area. You're talking about North Shore. Here's a beautiful trout. It looked like a green hornet, makes you sad, the guy in the mouth. He didn't tell me exactly where it caught it. But this
Imagine
is
that, a fisherman not giving away his secrets. I wouldn't know what that's like.
Angie Stewart, but he got Slidell address, so I figured he must fish the North Shore. Miss Angie Stewart gives us an extensive report. Island Marina, you need to check out. Let me tell you what, if you're in that area and you want to know what's going on, and she's always with this, she'll be one of the first people to have live bait too.
Yep.
But all of them are down right now getting live bait, live shrimp. But you got cockahos, they got dead shrimp, or what they call market shrimp. So you go check out Miss Angie over there, and you ask her, and she's gonna tell you where the captain's catching fish.
And you know what bait works best on fish as far as live bait and dead bait? The ones they bite of. Because they change from day to day.
All right. I didn't interrupt you. You get me here, right? You're going to make me start stuttering again.
Oh, don't
Bob
stutter,
Wood,
don't stutter.
These are the captains and all the people that fishing. She sent Bob Wood sent a trout from Lake Catherine. The second, Captain Jim Lamarck, one of the old-time captains over there, is always on the water. You notice him in his LSU boot and his dog. And then we got another trout coming from Bo McCool. And she was telling me the Red River is balling mud right now, so you're getting out, but you're going up, you got to find that clear water, find that moving water, and stay away from the wind right now. The wind is a killer. So if the water is not muddy, it's going to make it muddy. The hottest thing going right now is either trolling the trestles with the crankbaits and with putting that squid on the back of it. They're catching big, not a whole lot of fish, but they're catching big ones. Now I talked to somebody that would catch them on drop shot. My buddies at Lambeth, now they were catching 3 and 4. They haven't turned on yet. But every time they've been out there, the wind picked up on them. So March, right now, you know this March is the wind.
Well, the spillway may
March
open
come
up
in
all
like
this
a lion and go out like a lamb. Then April showers bring May flowers. So we in the transition. There's going to be a lot of good days, a lot of bad days. Yeah, just pray for those days and stay away from them lakes when it's really rough. Delacroix, same thing with you. Here's a picture with Braden Calvin. Chino Bay, you know where that's at? A big red fish. Chino Bay is in the Biloxi Marsh, I just found out. And he got catching bass at Delacroix. Another place to catching bass, Hopedale. Hopedale, the redfish have been, people catching 5 to 6, no limits. But they're fishing bass, they're catching their bass limits early. They can catch 20 bass, 2 guys, 20 bass and nothing to catch.
Yep.
And the only trouble is they've been running big. They run from 2 pounds to 3.5, 4 pounds, some of them.
Last year they had 11-something, a little young boy caught. Can you imagine that in that Biloxi Marsh? Well, you know, it was actually a little bit
another
closer.
place Angie and them were talking about the rocks, Bayou Bienvenue, all those places right now off the intercoastal. You get back in them canals, you can catch bass and redfish.
And specks.
Trout
They got
gonna
some
show
specks
up
in the
anything.
MRGO.
Well, you ought to know more about the trout than Delacroix and them. So I'm going to leave it up to you. Bass reports, that's what I want to go catch.
Well, we're going to make a little spec trip this week.
I think that's it. Look, we got any other news to say? All I can tell you is watch those rivers. They're rising and dangerous. Check where the areas are closed right now, the wildlife management areas. Check on the website before you make a trip.
And the roads. You mentioned the roads. Roads closed with high water.
Please be safe. Don't forget the time change.
Hey, time change. And hey, we're going to be out there. Send us some pictures, guys. Send us some notices. We are not mind readers. I can't even read Gary's mind. I'm sitting next to him. Guess what? We love y'all. Keep this paradise just what it is.
Tell them how to take that picture.
Hey, you take the picture. You don't want to silhouette. You want to do a horizontal so we get more in it. Put the sun at the back of the camera, okay? It's just like, hey, we got a light in our face because we doubling up the ugly. Well, y'all do the same thing, put a light in your face. Until next time, I'm the poor little country boy with the movie star Gary Responding. This is Paradise, Louisiana. What are we going to do?
See you next week, and Lindsay ought to be back.
Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pods, moving and storage solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.